Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? We're about to do the recap and breakdown of UFC Fight Night Petr Yan versus Deiveson Figueiredo, which took place on Saturday the 23rd, 2024, 3 days ago. It is Tuesday, my bad. I was supposed to do this on Saturday. I had some stuff happen. Didn't get done, so we're doing it now. Let's just pop right into it. We're going to start with the prelims and with the main event, starting with the prelim opener of Nicholas Mota versus Mahashante Haisir. Nicholas Mota absolutely beat the hell out of Haisir. Mota was just crisper on the feet. Haisir couldn't really get anything off. Nicholas Mota, perfect counter punching. Was getting a little bit tired in the third round. He usually gets knockouts inside the first and second rounds, so you can see him falling off inside of the later stages of the fight. Mahashante just couldn't get anything started, really. He tried a couple of times to get a takedown. Nicholas Mota was just refusing to go down. Continued to stand on his feet. Looked really improved inside of the grappling. Looked like his cardio has definitely improved. It's just, it's not super great yet. He is 31 years of age, so I was expecting a little bit more. I was expecting, especially after the Tom Nolan victory, I was expecting him to maybe train a little bit harder, maybe get a little bit bigger of a gas tank so he can go those 3-round distances with that big power that he has. But unfortunately, he just doesn't seem to be going that way. I think he's still just trying to go through the first round and absolutely maul people, and when it doesn't work, he just kind of switches it up and goes point style, which he kind of did inside the second round. He stopped blitzing as much. He was reverting back to kind of point boxing, and just got Haisir in a difficult position where he was already behind 2 rounds and had to kind of rush down Mota, and it didn't really work. There wasn't a whole lot he could do, and Nicholas Mota moves on to 15-5, gets a nice victory as an underdog, and we win our bet at least. Now we're going to move on to the next prelim, which is Long Zhao versus Kwang Li. Long Zhao looked like he took fucking meth before the fight. He looked like he snorted 6 lines of PCP. This guy literally ran out there and was beating the hell out of Kwang Li. Beating the hell out of him. Big leg kicks. Stopping all the movement of Kwang Li. Kwang Li started getting tired inside the second round. He was getting beat up. Lost every single round. Just couldn't deal with the stand-up of Long Zhao, the overwhelming pressure style of Long Zhao. He tried to reset a numerous amount of times. He tried to slow the pace down, tried to bring it to his fight, and Zhao Long was just having an absolute fucking field day. Dude, he knocked Kwang Li out with an overhand right, and then hammer fisted him out. Puts him out, and then jumps up on the cage and starts hitting himself in the fucking head, just screaming, and then goes to the post-fight interview and is hitting himself in the head, losing his mind. This guy is absolutely fucking out of his whack. The fact that he lost to Chang Ho Lee now, in retrospect, is to a split decision is wild. Even though I think Chang Ho Lee won that fight pretty comfortably. But dude, he hasn't got a knockout in fucking 3 years. He absolutely brutalized Kwang Li. Kwang Li definitely not getting another shot inside the UFC probably. Like, he looked good inside that first round, lost the round. I thought Kwang Li was going to come out a little bit more aggressive. Thought he was going to go, start checking those leg kicks, throw some counter punches. Kwang Li just kind of ate it and just wasn't able to do anything with it. It was kind of unfortunate to watch, but it is what it is. We're going to move on next to the prelims. Loner Kavanagh versus Jose Ochoa. I had Kavanagh winning 29-28. I thought Ochoa won the third round. I thought he was pressuring him really well inside that third round, trying to win back the fight. I thought Kavanagh had him inside round 1 and 2, just a lot crisper boxing. Maybe even round 3, Kavanagh landed a nice spinning back kick, or spinning heel kick right on the fucking chin of Jose, and he just ate it, which was, or maybe, I think it was the side of the head. It doesn't matter. It was this side right here. And absolutely ate it and kept walking forward, which is insane, but Kavanagh still looks super impressive. He is from China, but not even, like, he must have been born there for fucking 3 minutes because he speaks perfect English. He fights out of England, and he doesn't have any training partners from China, which is kind of interesting. I thought he would maybe bring in, like some guys. Like, I don't know. Oh, I get, maybe he does. Hold on. I don't think he does, though. I don't think these guys have, I don't think Great Britain top team has any Chinese nationals other than fucking Kavanagh. I think he should bring some Chinese nationals into the gym, especially if he speaks the language too. He could get a bigger aspect of a kicking game. I think he needs to work on his leg kicks. I think he works too much with his hands. I think if he sets up the leg kicks, he can get those big strikes that he's been looking for. I just think he needs a decent kicker to come out here and teach him. And maybe I just want to make sure he's Chinese before maybe bring out Song Yadong. Like maybe. Like he's so good with his hands, bro. His kicks are really nice too. Fuck, I'd love to see Song Yadong come out there. Maybe get some rounds in with Kavanagh. Maybe teach him a couple things, because I think that's one of the things that Kavanagh's lacking in right now is just experience. I think being 8-0, 25 years of age. I mean, he's really good, but I think when you get to a certain level of competition, so the UFC, a lot of guys start to stand still, and you're just not ready for that competition. I think you start bringing some guys into the gym. Start looking at some better training partners. We're going to move on next to prelims. Carlos Hernandez versus Naim Yargul Tudum Barrel. Jesus Christ. Tumendum Barrel. Jeez, these names are insane. Carlos Hernandez won 29-28, 100%. He won the first 2 rounds. Naim probably won the third, chasing him down. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Loner won the second round, not the third. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Or the third, not the second. Naim, really good striking. Just Carlos Hernandez, excuse me, absolutely annihilated every fucking aspect of the striking. Perfect takedowns, perfect ground control. Didn't let Naim get up whatsoever. Come to the third round, we're a little bit tired. Carlos Hernandez getting pressured. Naim's trying to push the pressure, trying to end it, trying to win the fight. And we just was unable to get it done. I picked Carlos Hernandez to get this done. I thought he was going to be able to decision out Naim. I thought he was just a little bit better in the grappling department. I thought Naim was going to have some big problems, especially an undefeated striker who's winging from his fucking hips inside the road to UFC. You kind of expect him to get taken down at some point. And when he gets taken down, is he going to be able to get back up? We haven't seen it yet. We still haven't seen it. So it is what it is. Carlos Hernandez gets a nice victory. Split decision. A little bit wacky. Carlos Hernandez even looked back at fucking Joe Martinez. He's like, hey, you better call my name. And they do. Get it done. Give it to the right guy, but whoever gave it to the other dude, absolutely pathetic. We're going to move on next on the prelims. Ming Shi versus Xiaokan Feng. And Feng was a really big prospect coming out of China. Really good wrestler. She had decent hands. Ming Shi is a doctor in real life. Her parents don't even know she's inside mixed martial arts, and she just head kicked the fuck out of Xiaokan Feng. Put her unconscious for 4 minutes. They had to enact protocol and send Xiaokan Feng right to the hospital, which was 20 minutes away. She was able to move her arms. She was able to move... Hey, baby. She was able to move her... Hi. Jesus. All right, we're... Come here. We grab the cat now. Okay. There we go. And Ming Shi lands a absolute perfect head kick on Xiaokan Feng inside the third round. Steps into it. Absolutely lays her out. Again, like I said, I had to send her to the hospital 20 minutes away. She was able to move her arms, her legs, her neck. She was perfectly fine. It's just they had to enact protocol. Obviously has a concussion. She was out for 4 minutes. Obviously lost some brain cells, but she is okay. Ming Shi fucking wins the road to UFC, gets probably one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen inside women's martial arts, and moves on into the UFC, which is I'm very fucking excited for, because Ming Shi is actually really good. I'm not sure if I talked about her last time around, but that win against Xiaoxiang Dong, she was a huge underdog there too. She's really good. Like, she's really not that bad. I think it's just because a lot of people don't know her. A lot of people can't find her fights, and the only fights that you can find are road to UFC, and she doesn't really look super hot in them. She looks a little bit rough, but can't say shit now. One of the best knockouts I've ever seen. Excuse me. Next up, prelims. Dong Hyung Choi versus Kiro Sahota. And Sahota, like I said, leaves his hands down. Choi got into the pocket and just fucking ripped an overhand right, dropped him, and Sahota got put out absolutely cold, stiff, and Choi moves on to win the road to UFC. It's literally exactly like I talked about. It's just Kiro doesn't leave his hands up whenever he throws combinations. Whenever he gets into the pocket, he leaves his arms down, trying to move away and use that reach. It doesn't work, bro. It doesn't work when you have guys who are really powerful and get into the pocket. They're going to try and fucking bang, and when they bang, you better have those hands up because they're going to be chinning you. And Choi threw a 4-punch combination, I believe, and just ended it with fucking Cejudo's chin with his right hand. Very, very good victory. Continues to be undefeated. He was jumping up in the air, literally jumping for joy. I was really happy for him. And he moves on. Anyway. Really good. Not much to talk about. It was a quick fight. 2 minutes, 39 seconds. Really, really perfect technique from Dong-Hyun Choi. We didn't get to see much of him. Hopefully, he doesn't get fraud checked next time around. Now, we're going to move on to Soo Young Yu versus Bayerjin Jalesi. Jesus, these names are... Jiu-Jitsu absolutely ragdolled this fucking dude. Jiu-Jitsu, first round, got him down. Better striking, a little bit faster. Got into the second round. Clear speed advantage for Yu. He's just landing better. Got clipped a couple times, but he was able to eat it. Really, really good takedowns. Really good fucking top control. Jess Lee was just a little bit confused. It seemed like he did show a good sign of respect at the end of the fight, dabbed him up. It's just Jiu-Jitsu was so much for it's overwhelming pressure, dude. You have a guy who can strike. He has never-ending cardio, it seems. He's still moving. He was getting a little bit tired inside that third round, but he was still moving pretty well, and he was landing absolutely devastating shots. So, and he has top pressure that you're never going to get off of. Like, you're not going to be able to get up unless you're right against the cage. So, if he takes you down in the middle of the octagon, good fucking luck. But really impressive from you. It was like, I'm so fucking happy he actually won too, because I really think he deserves it. He looks like he put in the most work this season of Road to UFC, and he definitely got it paid off. Next, we're gonna move on to the main card: Ming Yang Zhang versus Ozzy Diaz. Ozzy Diaz gets clipped. Really nasty lead elbow for Zhang, and then just Ozzy gets fucking stomped out, basically, to end it. It was pretty clear who was gonna win. Zhang's just overwhelmingly powerful. His shots are like 3 of Diaz's. Diaz, you could see after he got popped with the one clean shot from Zhang, he was like stumbling a little bit already and blinking it out because it was that bad. That motherfucker got big power. I don't know where it comes from. He's not even bigger than Diaz. He's not even like... He looks huge, but he doesn't... Diaz is 6'4", apparently. But, yeah. Zhang just walked forward. I was going to bet under 1.5 round, or half a round in this fight. I didn't want to risk it. I would have had 5 seconds left, so I would have been a little bit happy, I guess. But Zhang gets another big victory after knocking out Ribeiro. This is another good victory to add, especially because Diaz does not go to a fucking decision. He stands and bangs, and he can clip guys really easy. So really impressive. Move on next on the main card: Carlos Ulberg versus Volkan Ozdemir. Could have been 1-1 leading into the third. Carlos Ulberg putting on a lot of pressure onto Volkan Ozdemir, just kind of beating him up. I thought it was definitely 3-0. It's just Volkan's face was just fucking mashed meat, basically. Ulberg looked completely clean. He was just popping Volkan with nice clean jabs, nice clean shots. He was getting tagged by Volkan. Volkan was getting into the pocket, landing nice strikes. It's just... Ulberg is just such a fucking pressure fucking boxer. Long reach, really powerful jab, really powerful hooks, and he keeps Volkan off of him enough to where Volkan can't, do any of his nice combos. I'm trying to laugh, guys, or fucking yawn, guys. My bad. But trying to keep the pressure on, trying to follow Ulberg wherever he goes, and it just didn't. It didn't work. Volkan started falling apart inside the later stages of the fight, and he ends up losing a really tough fight that I think we all knew he wasn't going to win. Again, Volkan's beat really good guys. I'm not saying he's bad. It's just... This seems to be a different level of guy. And the people coming out of New Zealand and Australia right now, City Kickboxing, they're kind of insane. And I'd be betting on them to be the champs in the near future. And Volkan, again, he doesn't deal well with bigger guys. He doesn't deal well with guys who have extremely powerful hands. He doesn't deal well with guys who like to use their reach and out-jab him and shit. And that's kind of what you got here. So, yeah, it's what happens when you have the type of matchup. It's just a good matchup. It was a good matchup by the matchmakers, and it's exactly what you thought was going to happen with Carlos Ulberg. They just seem to be giving him good fights for himself, and they're probably going to test him in the near future with something fucking just devastating. Next on the main card, Gabriela Fernandez versus the Joker, Kong Wang. Kong Wang absolutely demolishing Gabriela Fernandez and just gets clipped. She gets clipped, head kick, wobbles, and when she gets wobbled, she threw a 1, 2, 3. Didn't land anything, and Fernandez is like, you're hurt. Walks forward, threw a fake right, and fucking planted a left hand right on Kong's face. Dropped her. Got right on the back, secured the rear naked choke. Kong was not getting out of that. There's absolutely no way. You're not fucking Volk. You're not getting out of any of this. And gets choked out cold. Plus 3,000 wins by submission. And Fernandez is a plus 625 underdog. One of the biggest underdogs on the night. And she ends up, or she is the biggest underdog on the night, and she ends up defeating Kong Wang, giving her first L inside the octagon. Kong still thinks she's the best in the world. Posts to Instagram later on saying that she still thinks she's #1. She'll be back. I mean, yeah, you'll be back, but holy fuck, dude, Fernandez got you pretty good. Really happy for Fernandez. Gets a big W inside the UFC. She's gonna move on to be one of those girls that just gets tossed around basically inside the UFC. Gonna lose. She's gonna like beat girls like Kong Wang, and then she's gonna lose to girls like fucking Roxanne Modafferi. You know what I mean? If the Happy Warrior was still inside the UFC. Anyway, really good win for Fernandez. Really unfortunate for Wang. I think she's gonna be back and stronger. It's just Wang got caught, left her hands a little bit down after getting a little bit cocky. Yeah, it's just, you know, you can't get cocky. You can still get knocked out. There's always a way. There's always a way. Next on the main card, we have Muslim Salikov versus Kenan Song, and Salikov hits him with a fucking spinning back kick inside the first round after Song just was unable to get anything going. It looked pretty even going into it. I thought Salikov, if it went into the later stages of the fight, his age was going to show 40.5 years. But it ends inside the first round after Salikov just sets up perfect setups and just ends it with he's still knocking people out at fucking 40. He's still getting highlight reels. Like, this dude comes into the UFC late because he didn't even know he could make it into the UFC, and then, you know, gets choked out inside his debut, and then just goes on an absolute fucking spree. And he's still knocking dudes out. He's almost 41. He's probably got 2 or 3 more fights in him. And I'm all here for it. I did have Kenan Song to win. I thought he was just a more aggressive boxer. I thought he knocked down fucking Machado Gary. I thought he was going to be able to knock down Salikov, give him a little bit of something to think about, and put Salikov on the back foot to where he isn't able to use that super nice karate that he has and kung fu. And look what fucking happened. Like, we just get absolutely fucking obliterated. Absolutely obliterated. Yep. It is what it is, but, you know, Song will be back, I think. Well, actually, yeah, he should be back. I mean, again, he has really devastating power in his hands. I just don't understand why he fucking. I would have closed the pocket against Muslim Salikov, man. He has really, really nice legs. You don't want to be fucking standing too far away from that, and then he hits you with a fucking spinning back kick or something. Anyway, next we have the co-main event of the evening. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, I'm sorry about the yawns. Okay, I'm not trying my best here. All right. Yan Xiaonan against Tabitha Ritchie. Xiaonan won every round. I mean, it wasn't even a question. Tabitha Ritchie is just she's not ready for this level of competition. Plus 165. She should have been like a plus 300. Yan clearly years above her still. Tabitha still has a lot to work on. Just doesn't have the type of boxing and the type of grappling that she needs to have inside the top 15. It's very clear that she's just not. What am I getting texted about? Anyway, where was I? Yeah, she just doesn't have the skill level yet. She needs to fight for a little bit longer. She is 29. She has plenty of time, bro. Yan Xiaonan is just one of those girls. She's fought the best of the best. She's beaten the best of the best. She's knocked out the best of the best. She's submitted the best of the best, and she's not going anywhere. She's still in title contention. She wants one more try at it, and she's probably gonna get it. This is her next try is gonna come soon. She won a couple rounds off Zhang, got choked out. I mean, yeah, but I think she can come back. I think if she works on it hard enough, she'll get back to title contention for sure. We're going to move on next on the main event, or the main event of the evening. Petr Yan taking on Deiveson Figueiredo. Petr Yan wins every single round, 50-45, but Deiveson makes it close enough to where you could realize what a close fight is and what a competitive fight is. Figueiredo made it super close, man. Just Petr Yan edging him out in every single round with damage, with control, with takedowns. He's super slick judo super slick boxing. And Petr Yan, again, we knew he was above him in the boxing. We knew he was above him. He's just above him in the skill level. He's a natural 135er. He's heavy. He's like 155 when he walks there, 160. Deiveson's more like 145, 150. You know, there's a weight advantage. You know, Figueiredo's older. He's a little bit slower. You can see it when they're throwing hands. Deiveson's getting a little bit more tired inside the later rounds. But Petr Yan, again, as a minus 300, it's a little bit disrespectful. Okay, so the betting came down to Figueiredo because plus 250 is fucking wild. But minus 305, he did just absolutely demolish Figueiredo like he should have. Really, really good victory. I want to see Deiveson Figueiredo probably fight like Cheeto again, maybe. I don't know. Like, what's bantamweight looking like? Bantamweight rankings. Let's see what we're fucking looking like right now. What are we looking at? Yeah, like let's do Corey and Deiveson Figueiredo. No? You don't like that? Mario Bautista versus Deiveson Figueiredo? Dude, I could get down with that. Song Yadong versus Deiveson Figueiredo? Rob Font versus Mario Bautista? Yo, let's fucking do it. Do some of these fights. What are we talking about here? Sorry, I got distracted, but you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot of good fights for Deiveson. I want to see him get a little bit more acclimated to 135. I don't think he's going to be champ. I think he's going to hover around top 15, but I'd like to see him, you know, fight some guys closer to his skill matchup, you know, like his what's it called? I guess the matchup. Like, it's just his abilities there. There you go. Closer to his abilities. That's all I got for you guys. I know it's a little bit low energy video. You know, it seems like I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to give a fuck. It's a lot right now. I will be doing a betting talk later for whatever. I might do a fucking podcast instead and just change it up. We'll see. I might do it every single week on Wednesdays or something, or Tuesdays. Not sure yet. We're going to figure it out. That's all I got for you guys this week, though. We're going to be skipping next week. I'm going to schedule a video to be uploaded. I'm going on vacation next week. So we're going to schedule the UFC 310 to be uploaded next Tuesday. And we'll figure out something for this week. That's all I got for you guys this week, though. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Peace.